What is up, my friends? It's been about a week, and we got our replacement Creality K2 SE in. So if you watched the unboxing video, which is linked in the description if you want to see how this thing comes in the box and how to put it together properly. If you watched the unboxing video, you know we unboxed this thing, we plugged it in, nothing happened. I blame Creality. I sent it back to Creality. I got a new one in. It wasn't Creality's fault. Whose fault was it, Shay?
You.
Why was it my fault?
Because you didn't touch the button.
So this goes all over the world, and there are different formats of electricity. In the United States, if you want this thing to work, it needs to be switched to 115 volt. The original one was not. This one was not when it shipped either. If you look deep in this hole, which I'll put a picture somewhere around that area. Anyway, if you look deep into this hole, there is a little red switch. You need to take a screwdriver and flip the switch to 115 volt. Then you plug it in the wall, you turn it on, and voila, problem solved. So before we get into the awesome prints, like we got pretty cool stuff here. Before we get into this stuff, I do want to tell you about a few cool features about this thing that I really like. There is one thing that I really don't like, but starting with the things I like. Number one, this thing is fast. Is this fast?
It's really fast.
So this thing, it's quick, which is a major upgrade from our old printer, which took like forever, right?
It took like 7 hours just to do one print.
Just to do little prints, you do 7 hours. Like this one, I mean, you can do huge prints in 7 hours. So that's really nice. It's got an upgraded extruder, which gives a better quality print. It poops, which is really cool. It'll purge out the old filament from the last print before it starts the next print, so that filament doesn't mess things up. It's got a really cool app with several different designs. If you don't like the designs on that app, you can go on Tinkercad, design your own, and then upload the STLs to the app, slice it, and run it to your printer from your cell phone. Anyway, it comes with this memory stick, but with the app, you really don't need it. I have not used the memory stick yet. I just kind of have it there so that when I send data to it, it's got somewhere to put it, which I don't know if it'd work with or without it. But who knows? Maybe that's something I need to test. But we're in the middle of a print. I am not going to test that now. So what don't I like about it? Number one, that is not user-friendly. Creality, if you're sending something to the United States for United States consumers to use, flip the dang switch. So when we plug it in, we're good. Or instead of hiding the switch 1.5 inches inside a little hole in the frame of this thing, you could just put the switch right on the side so we can flip it with our fingers instead of having to put a screwdriver in there. I think that's just a major design flaw. Creality missed the boat, but all the good things, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's just kind of like, why? Why not make it better? So the other thing I don't like about it is if you watch this thing print, when it gets to areas where it moves really quickly, it shakes enough to shake this table. Like, I'm going to move it to a wooden thing and reinforce it. What do you think? Good idea? That way we can have more stable prints. But I originally thought that maybe that would knock it off the bed. It has not done that. We've printed a lot of cool things. So let's get into it. Do you want to show them something? Mm-hmm. All right, what?
It is a star.
So we made this fidget star. This was the first print. And is that what it's supposed to look like?
No, it's supposed to have the stick.
It was our first and only failed print. So I'm not sure what happened. It didn't print all the way up the star. It should have a stick in the middle, but we came out, there was a bunch of spaghetti everywhere. It was an absolute mess, so we stopped it. But hey, it's still fun to play with. What's interesting is we printed with a lot of old filament that worked great, and this was one of the few things we printed with new filament that came vacuum sealed and surely wasn't moist, and it failed. So why? I have no idea. Yeah, it was tangled, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. So maybe the tangle caused the extruder to miss a step. I don't know, but it did not work properly. So these things are going to be our next things. I want to show you these. These are my first personal design for something that is useful. So I can't tell you what it is because I'm going to have a big reveal in a couple days on the channel. Subscribe, hit that little, it's somewhere around there, hit the button. Subscribe so you can figure it out. But what I can tell you is the first one was like the size of all three of these together. Way too big for what I needed. This was the second one. Way too small for what I needed. I noticed before it was finished. That's why it's not finished. This was the third one. That is the perfect size. The problem is these holes were too big and too many. So the final rendition of it is this guy right here, and it seems perfect. You'll know why in a couple of days if you subscribe and find out what it is. So this is the second part of it. It is a two-part print. Second part's printing right now, so I'm really excited to get that together. Shaylee, you got something else you'd like to show them? What?
We also got some pictures.
So these are really cool. They're called Lithophanes, and they're 3D printed pictures that if you look directly at them, you really don't see much. You just see some weird patterns, thickness, and shallowness in different areas. But Shaylee, how do you turn this into a picture?
You put it up to the light.
So when you put it up to the light, which I'll put right here so that you can see, this thing just like literally turns into a picture that you like all these little bumps. I don't know how it works. I'm thoroughly impressed by it. This was another thing that was printed, or both of these were printed on the itty bitty little bit of white printer filament that Creality sent with the printer. I guess if you're buying a $300 printer, you're not gonna get a ton of filament, which is fine. We have plenty of filament. See, it's everywhere. Next thing we printed, I think, was this combo. We printed this star fidget and this heart at the same time. Would you like to show it to them?
This is a fun square little heart fidget.
And
it printed this and that at the same time.
so between the two of them, it took about 4 hours to print. There's not a whole lot of stringing. Again, this is 3D printer filament that sat in a garage and in a shed and in a closet for about 2 years. We didn't dry it out, and the Creality K2 SE seemed to not have any issues. I don't see a lot of ringing, stringing, and if I put on some ironing settings, it would probably be as smooth as what you would expect from any factory. So this is really impressive to have hold the filament perform like this, right? It's pretty good stuff. I like it.
And this one was supposed to look like this, but this one's smaller. It's supposed to be big like this one. But this one doesn't have the stick like it does like this one.
Yep. So all of these prints came out really well. If you want to see what these 3D Lithophanes or where to get them, there's, I think it's called ISO Litho. I'll link that in the comment. You just upload your picture. It gives you an STL. You take that to your slicer and print it. I would suggest printing with white. I haven't printed with color, but I do think that the light has to be able to pass through to see this image. Again, here's the image. Here's this one, the one I'm holding. Look, holding them in both ends now. Awesome. Anyway, so what do you think about the printer? Final thoughts, Shay?
It's very fast, it's very nice, and it doesn't take forever.
I know, it's awesome to have a printer that doesn't take days to print stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, honestly, there are a couple of things that are like, why, like this switch. I'm going to keep harping on this switch. Creality, fix it. Anyway, there are some things that it's like, why? Like the switch and the fact that it shakes so much. But I think the shake so much has a why. It moves quickly. And if you put it on a solid base, not like this wobbly table, it's probably going to do a lot better. But regardless of the pitfalls of this machine, my friends, for the price you pay for this thing, you're not going to find a better machine like this. This thing has produced some of the most intricate prints I've ever created. This thing, you know, I've seen a lot of people print these kinds of things online. And even on my old printer, when it came off, you had to play with it to get it to have any give, break off any hairs in the middle. That didn't happen. We peeled this right off the bed, and it did just like that. I mean, the clearance is amazing. Just a really good printer all around. It also comes with an app. The app has thousands, probably tens or hundreds of thousands. I don't know. It's got a lot of prints you can choose from. If you don't like the prints they have, you can go design your own on your own program like Tinkercad. Upload the STLs. You can use the app as a slicer, so you don't even have to have another slicer, and then you can run it from your phone. So once you slice it, you hit print, and it goes. I literally haven't pulled this out of here, put it into a computer to get G-code for any prints because, I mean, I just haven't needed to. It's got a great app, which I will admit the app has crashed once or twice. Has not affected my prints. Anytime it crashes, you reopen, go back to where you were, and it's fine. But all in all, I don't think you're going to find a better printer for the money. It will print old filament perfectly. It will print new filament perfectly. And it's got a pretty good sized build plate. And it's quick. It's quick. and it's printed her a bunch of toys already. It's printed me some toys, and my son some toys, and everybody's happy. So we're going to keep on printing on this thing, and we'll show you guys what we come up with. You want to tell them anything before we go? What?
And also, we printed 6 things in 2 days.
Well, I think it's more than 6. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things, and we're working on our 9th thing. And yeah, so I think that's a wrap, my friends. See you later. Say bye, Shay.
Peace.
Hey, before you leave, remember down in the description, you will find STLs for like this star fidget, and this star fidget, and this heart fidget. I'll also leave the website for where you can make your own Lithophanes. It's absolutely free, and this is, I mean, I swear it's like the coolest thing I've ever printed. I'm going to leave you a link to the video where you can find this and what it looks like inside. And I'm going to leave a link to the unboxing video. So if you want to see any of that, check down in the description. You'll find it. See you later. Deuces.